Hello, this is Roger from McNaughton Front.
Hi, I'm Lauren from The Measure.
This is Mike here.
Hey, what's up? This is Nate from Banner Pilot.
Hi, this is Brian McDowell from Black Flag.
This is McDermott from the Bouncing Souls.
Rod from Nobody's Hero.
This is Johnny from Old Man Markley.
Hey, folks, this is Ron, Jeremy.
This is John from the Dopamines.
This is Roger from West Jake.
This is Justin from Chinese Telephones.
This is Vic from Static Radio. You're listening to LoudFastShitty.com.
LoudFastShitty.com.
LoudFastShitty.com. LoudFastShitty.com.
LoudFastShitty.com. It's the best website in the world. It's even better than Google and Yahoo.
Start them up? Start them up. I'm ready to go.
Oh, that's me, isn't it?
That's, yeah.
Man, it's Loud, Fast, Shitty, episode number 389. Bob Noxious welcoming into the room.
Yes, interrupted.
So I think we're back on. So apparently, I'm not sure what happened. I was going to say that might be some kind of a copyright protected song, but that's kind of the problem that we get into. That's why it's a live video, so I don't know what happened. We seem to be back. Refresh your browser.
Yeah, it's back. I see it.
Okay. All right. Well, man, we're off to a great start. Welcome. It's great to see both of you guys. Everybody's quarantined in their homes.
Yeah, it's great to see you guys too. It's been a while.
Rock, how you been doing over there, man? You hanging tight over there in Sneffner?
I'm not Sneffner, bro. I'm in Brandon. Brandon, Florida. Yeah. Hey, where's my backdrop? You gave me some blue thing.
Well,
I got ripped off.
I think you're going to have a green screen. Val, how you doing?
Yeah.
You in quarantine?
I am. I'm at home in my mom's basement in Ajax. Yep.
Man, I hope we're not having more issues here. No? Okay, we're still going. So hanging out in mom's basement in Ajax. How's that happen? Is it just because you had a bunch of gigs fall through, or?
Yeah, we had, I think it was I feel like it was in mid-March. We had a couple of shows get canceled, and then every show after that just kept getting canceled. One by one. And, yep, so just at home. I haven't seen either band in weeks. So that's kind of crazy. It's a switch in my routine.
It's kind of weird, you know. E-Rock and I are used to seeing each other a bit more frequently, and this is kind of the new way. You know, it's like over the Skype or, you know, FaceTime or Zoom or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Sucks. I can't wait to get into a room and just jam and crank up the amps, you know.
Yeah. Everyone's played in a while now.
So, Val, what's new? You know, we've been friends for a long time. You were originally in Black Cat Attack. when we first met. And I don't know, it's probably been 6 or 7, maybe 8 years ago now.
Yeah,
You're
been
now
a
in the
while.
Anti-Queens. You're doing both. I actually listened to a podcast you did with Intruder Green. I listened to about half of it. And you mentioned that you're in 3 bands, so I'm interested what your third band is, because I know that you've played in the Jasons, but that was like cameo appearances and whatnot. What's keeping you busy? What's keeping you busy musically these days?
So
right
now,
when it's not a COVID-19.
Oh well, I mean, in general, still playing in Black Hat. Just canceled a couple shows. One was going to be Friday night for my birthday. That is canceled.
For your birthday?
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Sorry I didn't catch that on Facebook.
That's okay. No, it's on Friday.
Oh, it's coming up?
Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, see? I'll get it.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday. Sorry that your show got canceled. What else?
I don't know, playing in the Annie Queens, we're finally starting to write. We're taking advantage of this time home with nothing to do and putting some demos together. Same with Black Hat. I don't actually play in a third band. I just say it as a joke because of the Jasons.
The Josephs?
The Jasons.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's everybody else in Black Cat Attack doing? Let's just start with that. Since that's where we know you from. What's everybody been up to? What's everybody doing? What are you guys doing? I heard you mention something about at least working on some new tunes.
Yeah. So, as far as what all the guys are doing, Ari's not really doing much. He's been playing and filling in for a couple bands in the area. He broke his ankle last year, so we didn't play, I think, any shows with him until October, November, maybe later. So we had to fill in all last year. But yet now he's back and he's playing shows, and we were just starting to write. So what we're doing right now is writing online. But Brian and Dave have a t-shirt company that they started last summer called Loud and Immortal. And that's really cool. You should check it out. I'm a big fan of their t-shirts.
What was the company name again?
It's called Loud and Immortal.
Loud and Immortal. Do they do their own designs, or are they doing prints? Do they do their own designs?
Yeah, they do their own designs. They work with a couple. So Brian and Dave are doing that with another friend of ours, Wayne, and they've been like going to shows, going to festivals, going to concerts, and just selling their stuff, and it's been pretty cool. They got to meet Hank Von Hell last year, and he like wears their shirts now, so that's pretty fucking cool.
Damn right. Hell yeah.
So yeah, and then our other guitar player, we have 3 now, Mike, he I think lives the farthest from all of us, but he's at home and he's completely set up with a studio. So he's been putting together demos for Black Hat.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
probably next year, right?
What's that? Sorry?
Hopefully sometime next year, some new Black Cat.
Yeah, we're working towards it.
Yeah.
How do you guys write music together? Are you writing from your own studios and your own houses, or do you actually get together and hash it out in a jam room like the old days?
Well, I mean, we still, up until all this pandemic started, we were still practicing on a pretty weekly basis, and then whenever Dave can make it when he's home, he would come too, and we've all been writing. So we have a few songs that are demoed like on our phones, so now we're just kind of taking that and putting them into demos.
It's always the fun part, that's where the artistry comes in. It's too bad 20 years ago we didn't all have this amazing technology at our fingertips in our phones and whatnot, So.
Oh yeah. You know what?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just learning how to do this from home and realizing how easy it is, and I wish I had set this up way sooner. Because I'm fully set up to record at home, guitar and vocals, and then I've got a few friends that have drum machines.
I think that's going to be maybe one of the benefits or maybe one of the end results that comes out of this quarantine, and hopefully all the musicians are getting together and finally figuring out how their interfaces work, and maybe getting some microphones and some basic there's so much free software out there even that you can record stuff. It's hopefully it'll bring rock and roll back around. People learn how to play some instruments.
Yeah.
What are the odds of that?
It's funny that you say free stuff online because my boyfriend just got us a free, like a rat pedal input to put on guitar sounds.
Oh, in the App Store? I saw that.
I think so, yeah.
So, are you actually using your phone as, are you recording into your phone?
I did one project with a friend. It hasn't been put out yet. He's been doing these short, minute-long ukulele songs, and then he gets all kinds of friends to come in and do different parts. So I did a Misfits song with him, and I just recorded it on my phone. But then I've also done my own Misfits cover that I collaborated with some other musicians that are set up to record at home. Recorded it first, and we're just going to make our own videos for it to put to the music after.
Man, leveling the playing field, man. So long in the 80s and like all the high-polished videos, everybody's got the ability to put their music and ideas on video. Right, Rock?
Yeah.
That's right.
So I've also guested in like a couple of music videos that bands have been making from home. You get everyone to take part in it and like lip sync or do funny things. So I've done a couple of those too, and that's been pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
Keeping it creative while you're stir crazy and all that.
Yeah.
I've noticed with the Anti-Queens, and even so with Black Cat, you've started doing some like playthroughs, and I don't know if that's something that's just started up with the pandemic or if you've done that previously, but how's that? Do you enjoy doing those types of things?
Yeah, so it's just something that we started doing with the Anti-Queens. We came up with a whole schedule of things and content that we can each contribute and put out each week to kind of kill the time while all this is going on. So an idea that we brought up to the table was playthroughs, and that's something we just started, both bands. I did one for Black Cat. I have another one I'm going to post soon for BCA, and then each member of the Anti-Queens now has posted one. Emily just posted hers today.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one, but it's funny you mentioned the one about BCA because I actually kind of ganked that one online so I'd have some kind of video to play. So I'm going to play it now if that's cool with you.
Absolutely.
And because of this video, I can now play this song next time you come through Tampa. So just hand me a guitar and I'll rip it.
Well, I'm going to make a couple more for BCA, so I'll send them your way.
I'll have a set list. You can take the night off.
Okay.
All right, well, no, wait a minute. No, I won't take that away from you. You guys have used 3 guitar players before, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What about 4? Here we go.
I think that's
this is
just logically the next step.
Yeah. Hey, producer Riel, you're gonna have to press play on this one once it goes through. So, all right. So it's Black Cat Attack. What? Attack. Not Fast Shitty.
Okay.
We're all taking each other.
Look at that, man. Note for note precision right there. Valerie Knox, Black Cat Attack. LoudFastShitty.com, episode 389. Bob and E-Rock hanging out, chilling on, I don't even know what day of the week it is right now, to be honest with you. Wednesday, right?
Wednesday.
Have you guys lost track of time?
Yeah, there have been times I'm sitting there, I'm like, I need to make dinner. I'm hungry, and it's like 8:30 or 9 o'clock, and I'm like, wow, that's late. Sometimes later than that.
I find it doesn't really help when, the environment that you keep. You're in a room with no windows. There's no concept of day and night. So, who knows what time it is. Wow, it's 5 in the morning. Wow, it's 5 in the afternoon.
There was a couple nights where I didn't even realize, but it was like 6 a.m. It's like, got to turn The Walking Dead off now.
Yeah, I'm all out of whack, too. I know it is. Sleeping is all over. Up early, up late, napping.
Yeah.
So that's the update with Black Cat. What else you got going on in this world now? You got one more thing to talk about, right? The Anti-Queens. You've been doing that for a couple years now.
Yeah.
What's new since I spoke with you guys in the last 2 years? You got somebody new in the band?
Wow. Okay. So since the last time I talked to you, I feel like we were there when we came through on our tour last year. I don't know if I'm dreaming that. But we have
We played a show with you. I think it's when y'all came through. We played a show with you, but the last Loudfast was with Black Cat and Children October. But yeah, we caught up with you. We played a show with you that time, I believe. So Anti-Queens.
I remember that.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we have a new bass player, which I think you guys would have met, Taylor. She's not new anymore. She's been in the band since last January. But we have a new drummer now. We have Sam Landa joined us on the drums. Dallas quit in the fall, and she played out the last few shows of the year and earlier this year, and Sam played 2 shows with us, and now we're in quarantine.
I've been following you guys from afar, and the band, the Anti-Queens itself, they've evolved over the last couple of years, just with the members alone coming in. Seems like you and Emily have kind of put yourselves as the front lines of it, and you're putting it all together and keeping it together. And I know it's a sisterhood. Music sounds awesome, man. I'm really happy for you guys. What are some of the things you have that you're looking forward to right now, currently, if they don't get canceled?
Well, I mean, I don't want to get my hopes up, but we do have we had a cross Canada tour lined up. We still haven't gotten word about that. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm speculating. Everything's just kind of like we're just waiting to hear. We had a tour in Europe lined up for July. I don't know if that's going to happen or not.
You guys got signed too.
Yeah, we joined with Stomp Records last year. They're based out of Montreal. And they've been really great. We put out a great record together, and we're all really excited about it.
Yeah, I seen one of the videos. Some guy was carping about the speaker that was by the drums or something. Like, it's a
What happened with the speaker?
Some guy.
Some guy.
We shot the video in a field, and we needed playback, so we had a monitor behind the drum kit.
Douchebags crying about it, giving her time. That was great. It's great. I've been keeping up with you guys, and I'm very, very proud of you guys and excited. And congrats to everything that's going.
Thanks so much.
You guys are. I see you playing some festivals or big stages out there.
Yeah, we played a couple of really exciting stages last year.
Yeah.
We got to do a big festival in Montreal called Montreal 77, and we played one of, there are 2 enormous stages right next to each other, and we got to play on one of them, and that was crazy. Yeah. There was so much room.
So not like I have any experience or knowledge firsthand of the Montreal punk scene, but my understanding is that's like a city where they go in there and flip cars just for fun. Is that any kind of an accurate statement?
What do you mean?
I don't know, man. Just people
clarify
anarchy and rioting in the streets and firebombing, buildings and turning cars over. Is that not Montreal?
Say, Montreal, I mean, you're close. Montreal is definitely a party town for sure. They've got great festivals there, and
where's Pouza
every
Fest
time we
at?
go, we have fun. That's in Montreal.
So that's, I think, where it's happened in previous years. So I think it happened probably one year and probably but that was the news that we heard way down here in Florida. So that's my knowledge of the Montreal punk scene. It's like, wow, they like flip cars and burn shit down for fun. Punk rock.
Yeah, they're wild, but it's a good scene. We always have fun and we always feel welcome when we're there. So yeah, we have a good time.
You know, a lot of bands don't identify with the scene, especially when they're the road dogs, such as yourself. You call Toronto home, but does everybody live in the same town?
No. We have a perfect. We've got like a perfect trifecta around Toronto. So I'm east of Toronto, Emily's west of Toronto, and Taylor, our bass player, is north of Toronto, and then our drummer lives in Montreal.
Okay, so how far is Montreal from Toronto? That's a pretty good hike, right?
Yeah, it's a good 5.5 hours, depending on how you drive. I've done it in 4.5.
So she's playing in the band and living in Montreal. The rest of everybody lives, you know, central of Toronto for the most part.
Yeah.
How's she practicing?
So what we did to get her ready for our shows is she just learned the album, and then we had one practice the night before her first show with us.
Nice.
And she nailed it.
Okay. So she's a pro. That's how you do it, right?
She's
I can tell.
Here's the
she's toured with
CD.
fans all over the world.
Play it.
Yeah. She's a seasoned player, from what I see.
Yeah.
How did you meet?
She's like a technical metal drummer too. So I mean,
How did
she
you meet
used to
and
play
hook up with
actually in
her?
a ska band. What's that?
How did you meet and hook up with her to where, you know, you could just hand her, you know, a tape and say, hey, learn this, and she comes in and nails it?
Well, I have a friend of mine, Lindsay Schoolcraft. She is a musician. She just recently left Cradle of Filth. She has projects with people around the world, musical projects. She's always working on something. So,
Did you say she was in Cradle of Filth?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good enough resume, right?
Well, she's just.
This is badass.
I used to play in a band with her back in the day. I was in my first punk band with her, and ever since then, she's always been working on something and connecting with as many people as possible. So I just said, Lindsay will know somebody. So I messaged her, and she sent me Sam, and I got in touch with her. We met when the Anti Queens played in Montreal in November, and it was just a really good fit. She came down, tried out, and the next day she joined.
Nice. So you guys did well. So you guys are going to be working on recording stuff with her, right? There's nothing you've done together with her yet?
We haven't done anything together with Sam yet, but we are in the process of writing now. We have a couple demos, and then right now the way we're doing it is Emily will put a song idea into our Anti-Queens Drive, and then I'll take it, put rhythm guitars to it to a click, send it to Sam, who can mess around with it on drums.
Seems like a pretty good recipe for success right there.
Yeah. So right now we're just building up the songs, and then hopefully by the end of the summer we'll have another album ready to go.
Who does your video work?
The two videos we did were done by my boyfriend, Michael Cresty. He has his own page. He's on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and he's just a friend of the band, and he started making videos a couple years ago, so we got him to make a couple for us, and they turned out really great.
He does really nice work. I like the angles. Rock, have you seen any of the videos?
Yeah, I already said that earlier.
Sorry.
That's why I brought up the drums. The speaker by the drums.
Yeah.
That was the newest video, wasn't it?
That's
the last one I remember seeing recently.
Yeah, we're kind of just today we were talking and like trying to scramble on how to come up with another video for our next single, which we are trying to release soon. So
what's the next single going to be?
I can't tell you that.
Oh, okay, it's a big secret. That's cool. I respect that. I
don't have authority to say.
So, what do you guys do when you come up with the ideas for a video, like the ones you did? Do you storybook or you storyline them, or, you know, how does the process work from start to finish?
So, for Worse Than Death, the band with our manager, we all talked about what we wanted it to look like, and we kind of came up with the concept, and then go to Michael, and Michael told us how we can shoot it to make it look the way we wanted to, and then we did it. And it was a team effort, and it turned out great. We're all really happy with it.
How do you get over the awkwardness of, you know, you're just kind of like playing to the camera, you know? You guys seem like you all enjoy playing to the camera, but a lot of times I've seen, people, myself included, it feels awkward when the camera's kind of on you and you're, I don't know. So
yeah. I don't know. That was like my first music video that I've shot for a song that I actually perform on. And like, I don't know, it was a weird experience. So
I guess it helps if I give you the context of what I'm talking about too. In the video, I'm talking about you guys set up in a field, and it's just like, if that's not weird enough, you're playing in a field. Nobody plays in the middle of a field, right? But is it just?
I don't know.
Did it feel weird just playing to the cameras, or is it just more of a fun thing because it's like, I'm making a video. This is history.
Yeah, it was just kind of a fun thing. And for Leave Me Out, it didn't feel weird or awkward. It just felt like a fun project we were creating, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, we were trying to come up with cool things we can do to make our own moves more interesting. So, yeah, that was fun. It was a nice day, too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I got to get the song lined up. Let me see what I got lined up here, because I'm not sure if I got it right.
Yell at your producer over there.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Why you should be starting that, getting going.
She should be. That's what a producer does, right?
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that we had the right thing set up. I didn't play the wrong thing,
Yeah.
So Val, I got an Anti-Queens video lined up that I'm going to play.
Nice.
Let's check it out and see some of the handiwork that you guys have. It's loudfastshitty.com. Yeah, that's like such epic, horns in the air, rocking right there, man. That's a great song, man. That's really awesome, Val. I'm proud of you girls. The video is done well. It's kick ass.
Thanks so much. Yeah, that was a hoot to film. It was a weird experience playing guitar set up for a band like out in a field. It was weird.
I can most definitely imagine, because So where did you record it at? Was it like on the side of the road, somebody's field? I don't know the terrain where you guys live at. You might have a farm for all I know. You're just on your property. Where'd you guys record that?
We filmed that on a friend's farm. A friend's piece of land. He's just got tons of it, and we. Michael put out a Facebook thing saying, "I need a field to film in." And we went up there. It was maybe half an hour north of Ajax in a town called Uxbridge. It was private property, and we were able to stay there all day. It was cool.
How much alcohol was consumed?
None.
None? Nice.
Yeah. We all had to drive.
Keeping your head
all
straight.
All of us were driving.
All that
We
kind
went
of
out
stuff.
for dinner and a beer after, though.
Look at that. Responsible Canadians. Hey, everybody. We're talking to Valerie Knox. Black Cat Attack, the Anti-Queens. We got E-Rock in the house. E-Rock, man. How you doing over there?
I'm doing good.
You got that fierce quarantine beard going on, man. Are you going for some longevity now?
I've just been growing it.
Me too.
I've been thinking about trimming it, but I don't know. Probably want to go back to work, trim it up. I don't really give a shit.
So Val, going back to Black Cat Attack and what everybody's doing. So Dave's still in the band, even with doing his duties in Sum 41. And what's his capacity with the band now? Is he just a studio musician, or is he a full-fledged member?
Dave's always maintained his membership in the band, but we did find another guitar player to kind of step in for him, because when he rejoined with Sum 41, that took him on tour for years. But whenever he's home, we always get together, the band, and then when he's able to, he plays shows with us. We've done a few 5-piece shows in the last couple of years. I think we just did one a couple months ago. And whenever he's available, when he's home and we're practicing, he'll come. And through all this quarantine, we've all been in touch, and we're all contributing, writing, including Dave.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. We can't all play in bands with guys from Sum 41, but that's like that's a very cool thing, and certainly bring him along for the fun of it, man, and just the enjoyment. I love Dave, man. He's such a cool dude.
Yeah, he's the best.
Tell him I said hey, and I'm sure E-Rock says the same thing.
Dave, of course. But Dave's been part of before he was in Black Cat. I remember the days when you were talking about where he recorded all your music. He recorded your albums.
Yeah.
You just be in the band. So he's been a root for a long time.
Yeah, we started working with Dave as our producer in 2010, so it's been a decade that he's been involved with BCA. He's been playing with the band for about 7 years.
Where do the Anti-Queens record at? Do they record with Dave as well, or is that just a project that Dave does with BCA?
Dave hasn't been recording bands as much since he rejoined and doing Sum 41 full time. But no, the Anti-Queens didn't record with Dave. We recorded with our producer Steve Risen at his studio, Drive Studios, in just north of Toronto. Steve Risen, he's done all the Creep Show records. He did a Flatliners record. He works with a band called the Penske File. They're Canadian on the same label as Anti-Queens. He's done a lot of great albums.
Cool. Well, it sounds great. Your production. I mean, you guys are. As soon as this shit calms down and gets back to normal, I could see you just rising up, doing more big things, more festivals next year.
Yeah, we had a few lined up this year, and it's sad to see them each getting canceled one by one. Depressing.
How far out in your cancellations are you guys with what you have canceled currently? When's the next show that is on the books?
That's on the books?
Yeah,
right now, officially our tour hasn't been canceled yet in May, but I don't see it happening. I don't know if it's going to or not. We're still waiting to get the final call on that.
Can you name the tour stops for us so we know where you're coming?
Well, it's going to be across Canada, West Coast. But as of right now, we have an announcement for a show in the United States somewhere.
Better be Tampa.
That
St. Pete.
announcement is happening in May. I think May 1st. I can't remember. But there is a festival happening in the U.S. that we're doing, that we are on, that I can't say yet because it hasn't been announced yet. But as far as I know, that one's still happening. And then we're going to, if that does happen, we are going to plan a tour around it of the U.S.
Fuck yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you. I know that somebody else I saw in the chat room had mentioned, when are you coming to Florida? How about that?
Oh, man.
When are you coming to Florida?
I love Florida so much. I love playing in Florida. I really do. I want to go to Florida every year.
It's such a long drive, though, is the next part of what you're going to say, right?
It is, but I mean, I love that this band has brought me down to Florida so many times. I really, really adore the state. I hope this year we'll get to do a U.S. tour, but if things don't calm down with this pandemic, then you probably won't see us till next year.
It makes you wonder how hard and difficult it's going to be about just getting across the border with this COVID-19 thing going on. Because I know we've had discussions in the past with just issues of you guys getting across the border, like since Trump has become our president and whatnot, and now with the virus in hand, do you expect it'll be any harder to get into the U.S. or to travel abroad as a result of the way we are?
Well, it's hard to say. I looked up our union, and as far as currently the union, the U.S. isn't processing P2 work permits for us to come play in the U.S. legally. They're not even processing them right now. So I don't know. Sorry. Well, sorry, what did you ask? I got carried away there about visas. They always get me so riled up.
I don't know. You were talking about playing legally. I don't know.
Oh, no. In order for us to come play the U.S., though, it's like we need the visas. And if they're not processing the visas, then we can't come. Even if the borders are open, we still get busted without visas, and you're not going to see us for 5 years. So we have to do it that way. And if they're not processing them, then there's no way.
But you got to take that risk, Val. You got to just cross that line. Or in this case, a border. I've heard there's places in Detroit you can cross. It's no big deal.
Yeah, I've crossed in Detroit, and they still ask if you have visas. One time, Brian Dickface and I, there was a year where there was a hack in the government, and it set back all of the visa processing by 3 or 4 months. So our visas applications that we had sent in, they didn't get processed in time. We missed our whole West Coast tour. So on the last 2 days, we decided to sneak in and go play the last 2 shows because 2 of our guys were with the band we were touring with. They were filling in. So we went and met them in Chicago, and we totally did it without any visas.
Wow.
But
awesome.
That's stressful.
The thought of getting banned for 5 years, though, just, I don't want to do that.
Wasn't it the Independence or no?
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah. I know they got shut down. I know. I seen Dick Face got on tour there with Independence and then had to come right back to Canada before he gets locked down.
4 days he was out.
It's just fucking crazy, man.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep, they were out on that tour, and it was during what would have been the rest of their tour, our prime minister's like, Canadians, you have to come home now. So I'm glad he came home when he did. He quarantined for 2 weeks. He stayed at home, didn't leave. He was very good about it, and now he's free.
And what was the last thing you said? And now what?
And now he's free. He doesn't have to be on lockdown. He can go to the grocery store if he wants.
All right. I think we're all kind of locked down right now and just restricted in our movement, and it's crazy that the world's even come to that.
Yeah, it is a crazy thing to live through. I've never experienced anything like this. I think most people in our generation never have. So.
Yeah, no. It's something we'll be talking about for a long time.
Yeah.
It feels like we're living out one of them Hollywood fucking movies, It really does.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Val, E-Rock, I got another Black Cat Attack song to throw on here. Never Too Dead to Shred. This is like probably one of my most favorite songs right here. And I couldn't find a video. I don't know why you guys are so afraid of putting your videos online on YouTube, but...
There's one I made. There's a homemade one I made that has Never Too Dead to Shred on it. It's on YouTube somewhere.
Well, I found an audio version, so we'll play that. Okay. So everybody, crank it up here. It's loudfastshitty.com. All right, so we didn't lose all of our listeners, and hopefully what you can do is you can refresh your browser. And this is what I'm talking about, Valerie, right here, is that, like, we can't even play the songs of the people that we interview because it's copyright protected. You got it locked down. I'm sure you're making millions of dollars on us playing your music, and all the airplay that you guys are always getting. And, so we got cut off, and that's what happens with the stream. So apologies, we can't play the entire song. You guys got it locked down. Kind of like the quarantine.
Yeah, that's strange.
That happened. We were talking with RW from the Riverside Odds a couple of weeks ago, and the same thing happened. We played his stuff. And to be honest, I'm afraid to play my own music because we've got copyright protections on songs, and it seems like there should be some kind of a fair use. It's not like we're trying to make $1 million off of this broadcast by playing your music. We just like your songs, and we like you and want to hear your music and all that kind of stuff. But the censors, the bots, they shut us down.
I don't understand why you can't use it on your show to broadcast it. I don't understand why that's a thing you can't do. It seems silly to me. It's like on YouTube. Anyone can watch it there.
I don't know. So we probably lost half of our listeners. Hopefully they'll all refresh their browsers and come back.
I hope so.
Oh, man. So as we begin to wrap things up, though, Val, what have we not covered tonight? What's you're working on new videos. You're working on, lots of things coming out of quarantine. Let me ask you this. Outside of music, what are you most looking forward to coming out of quarantine that's not music related?
That's not music related?
Yes.
I guess having my job back.
Okay, yeah.
That's a positive, right?
Guaranteed income is always something that keeps the stress levels down, right?
But not music related. I mean, I'm excited to see my dad. I haven't seen him since the Anti-Queen's last show in Toronto. So I guess seeing family members. Normally, my family, my aunts and uncles will get together for Easter and have like a big family dinner, and we didn't get to do that this year. So things like that, gatherings, multiple people. I'm excited for interaction of any fucking kind.
So as a realist, is there a date or a time on the calendar that you're looking at, like, okay, maybe by this date things will be back to normal, as you call it, in air quotes?
I mean, I can speculate as best as the next person, but I mean, Quebec, the entire province of Quebec has shut down all events until the end of August.
Wow.
So
okay. Yeah.
I'm hopeful for October. I'm just gonna, I feel like that's a stretch, so I'm hoping that before then that we're back to playing shows, but I've also heard that like bar venues are shutting down. They're not able to afford to stay open, keep their leases. And I've heard that you won't see like a scene regenerate until 2021. So
2020, the year that wasn't,
yeah.
I always thought that, my vision of 2020 would be much more futuristic than what we are. And then, this whole apocalyptic, event that was going to happen that we've all heard about, not what I expected, just hanging out at home in my underwear either,
Yeah, true. I didn't expect to have a global pandemic, crazy emergency. I'm I'm writing music now. I guess there's a silver lining to it.
Well, we keep ourselves occupied with these videos, these playthrough videos, being productive as a musician and trying to keep your head straight. So, all we can do is just one day at a time, right?
Yeah, 100%.
It's made me go out and buy more gear that I probably didn't need in the first place, but now I've got it and I can learn how to use it. And we probably could all take a year to hone our craft, right?
Yeah, we're all gonna come out super skilled with crazy resumes as far as technical work in the music industry goes.
Yeah. What about you, E-Rock? What you looking forward to most coming out of quarantine whenever that happens?
Well, you obviously know part of that. There's music to be put out. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on, music videos to be filmed. Getting back to my other radio show that I haven't been doing, doing Psycho Realms, that's off the air. Well, at least my show is that time frame.
Well,
and get back to work too. That way, the money's steady coming in. But I just actually get back to all our projects and playing shows. So
just that back to
in the same boat as her, because we're into we got all the same kind of shit going on too, but we're fucked up in quarantine and
just getting back to real life, and maybe we'll all have an appreciation more for our friends, and maybe we now through social media we know who our friends aren't, and hopefully people will start coming to more live shows because they miss it now after taking a year off. Maybe local bands will start to get a little bit of love, and maybe this is what it'll take to grunge killed rock or whatever the fuck it was, So, maybe it took the virus to come in and kill all this bullshit we call music, except for the people that play their real instruments, right?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I would kill to just go to a show.
Val, when did you start playing guitar? You don't got to give away your age, but, at what age was it that you began playing the guitar?
I don't mind. It was actually 2000, going into grade 9, so it'll be 20 years in September.
So I've seen you play. I appreciate your gear because I'm a bit of a gear snob myself. Not really. Let me preface by saying I just like to try different things and different tones and whatnot. But you got Mesa Boogie amps and Gibson guitars, so you've definitely invested the money into your talents. You got a guitar within reach? Your favorite guitar? Where's it at?
Favorite guitar?
Let's talk guitars here. We had Chuck Lazarus on the show the other day, and he was showing off his guitars. What do you got?
I got it.
Is that a 335 or what is that?
Yep, it's my 335. The
and that's
only
a Gibson,
guitar
right?
I've ever played. Yep.
Is that did you say the only guitar you've ever played?
No, I have other guitars. It's just I've been playing this one live since 2008. I did a live video the other day, and I was just remembering that I have an SG. I think I've played it live 5 times in 7 years, but it's only been this one.
So what makes you bring the SG out? Is it a backup guitar and that guitar broke a string, or you can even actually count them on 2 hands how many times you've played that guitar live?
Yeah.
What's the occasion when you play the SG?
So one time I broke a string on this one. This one rarely ever breaks strings live. It's so rare that happens. But a broken string for sure. Also, a couple years ago, I broke the neck on this. The headstock, it has twice. I broke it twice, so I played the SG for a couple shows while it was getting fixed.
Well, the Gibsons at the headstock from the neck, they have that slanted neck, right? So is it over the years? So I guess if you're storing the guitar, you got to loosen the tension so that doesn't happen, right? Yeah, classic Gibson.
when we flew to Europe, we had to like pretty much take the strings almost off. We had to completely loosen them. So it was a really stressful 8-hour flight because the whole time I'm like, I hope my guitar's okay. I hope my guitar's okay. It was. It survived.
Well, especially like I'm sure when you're traveling like that, you're traveling light, maybe just a guitar and a pedal board, or maybe a head or whatever. But there's only so much you can keep track of, and it's like, oh my God, I've relinquished control. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't do anything about my guitar right now.
Yeah, it was really stressful. That is what it was fine though, and I trust it. I didn't even have a proper flight case for it, so it did good. We did good.
Do you have a name for that guitar?
Gibby 1.
Gibby 1. So that's a very neutral name. Is that a male or a female guitar?
I've always kind of identified this guitar as female.
Okay.
I don't know, but
so
yeah.
I gotta ask, does that mean the SG is Gibby 2?
Yes.
Okay.
That would be
Gibby
correct.
1 and 2.
Yes.
How high does that number go?
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I have an Epiphone SG as well named Rasputin, and I have a Fender Squier Stratocaster named Skank.
That's funny.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't name any of my stuff. It's weird. I haven't named any of my guitars, my basses, nothing. I don't name it. It's weird.
I don't think I have any names for my guitars.
So it's pretty cool that you have names. Like
Yeah.
people do.
This is my main guitar I've been using for since like '87.
Oh wow. Okay.
The neck got changed out though.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I got a rack of guitars and never play them, except for that one. E-Rock thinks I need to play. So like you, I play in a couple of different bands. He's like, you got to quit playing that orange guitar in them other bands.
Yeah, man. You gotta separate it a little bit, But that orange guitar sounds great. Absolutely, with that Black Star. Can't deny the tone.
It does sound good, man. I love my tone. So Val, when did you learn about tone with your guitar playing?
I don't know. I would say probably grade 9 when I was like first getting into guitar. It was because of punk rock, so I always call it, I want a grr sound. I haven't really learned too much about tone, just that you crank the gain and the treble all the way up and put bass and mid at the middle, and then you're good.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, everybody's got their formula. I put mine at 666, and then I which is not because I'm satanic, but that's just always my starting point whenever I'm on a strange amp.
Yeah.
It's just like, all right, from there I'll feather it forward or back. But yeah, you find your sound. And I don't know if you find that until you can string a couple chords together.
But sometimes tone is something that you chase for years. You find that. But you evolve and you keep tweaking, you keep growing, you keep buying new gadgets and pushing your sound. And so I see where tone can evolve. And as you change, as you metamorph, and as new technology comes out, new gear, especially when you got, kid in the candy store.
Well, and, you can quickly go down the wrong road if you're getting your tones in like a pedal. Like, oh, I'm going to go get this cool pedal. There's so many flavors to choose from, So there's so many crossroads you can get to, So, I mean, but you got a Mesa amp, Val, and that's, to me, I wish I had a Mesa amp. Those things are awesome. I've played through them. It's kind of like what I dig, but you don't need all that pedal board nonsense. Do you have a pedal board?
I have a TU2 tuner by Boss.
Okay. Yeah.
And I have a Spark boost pedal.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I lost my decimator, which is a noise gate, which I really desperately need for this guitar and my SG, because my SG has P90 pickups in it, and all it does is just make a lot of noise. So I really need to find my decimator. If you've seen it, please return it to me.
If you've seen Valerie's decimator, please get it back to her. How do we get in touch with you, Val, by the way? Like for the bands, how do we find your bands online?
The Anti-Queens are all over the internet. We're the Anti-Queens on Instagram, the Anti-Queens on Facebook. I'm pretty sure we have a Twitter, but I can't confirm that.
Nobody uses it, right?
I don't know. I don't. I give up on Twitter. What's
You
that?
got merch? You still got merch?
Yeah,
Bunch of
so-
new stuff and.
Yeah, if you give me a second, actually, I'm just gonna get the link and I'll post it in the comments. We do have an online merch store, and we just actually put up a brand new T-shirt design that we're going to release before all this pandemic happened, and then it happened, and then all our shows got canceled. So we did the order anyway, and we have them. I have them now, and I'm going to be shipping them out. So the online store is up and running.
Yeah, put that link in there so I'll buy one. Because I'll tell you what, I've worn this shirt out. I've been wearing this shirt for a long time. I got this Black Cat Attack shirt that...
It's a great shirt.
Yeah, and I have another one too, and I think E-Rock probably has a couple of them as well. And you got to have some good merch when you're on the road. We're looking at putting some new designs out. We actually, the quarantine, you know what the quarantine made us do? Sell out of merch. That never happens, right?
But
people are bored and got their stimulus money. Hey, let me ask you this. Val, you're in Canada. You're a Canadian citizen. Here in America, we got stimulus checks. Did you guys get any kind of assistance from your government as far as like because of the country being shut down?
Yeah, so the government issued a whole action plan to help its citizens that are laid off or losing their jobs or become sick and can't work because of their sickness and having to quarantine. So the government's really honestly stepped up. I'm receiving assistance right now. Almost everyone I know that's lost their jobs or have lost hours are receiving assistance. And then workplaces where you didn't lose your job but your hours got cut because they're reducing everything, they're being compensated as well. In some cases, they're being compensated by the government to make up what they would normally be making. So as far as I can tell, they're doing a pretty okay job taking care of us.
That's good. I was just wondering because sometimes you got to put the side-by-side comparisons together. You know, just all right. So what's going on in your country? You know.
Yeah.
Because sometimes Canada looks better and better, but I was actually going to be. We were coming up into Canada in July, and I'm not sure where you'll be at in this world then, but I'll have to give you a holler because I think. Hey, producer Riel, is it Toronto that we're going to be going near? No. Oh, that's not happening. We probably won't see you over there, but.
Oh, okay. I'm near Toronto, so if you end up near Toronto, get in touch. But yeah, you can buy pot here. It's legal. It's great. I received it in the mail the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's been good.
Absolutely. So I'm going to play. Hey, I'm going to play another Anti-Queen song, and I'm pretty sure this one won't get us cut off because I ran it through its paces beforehand. So this one's been tested. Which one is it? All right. So this is, I don't know if this is your latest song, but it's another song that it seems to be the one with the most recent date on it. It's loudfastshitty.com. We'll see you back here in a second on the other side with Val Knox and E-Rock. This is like when you say, play, motherfucker.
Yeah, this is my first single.
We've been thinking you should move this way. Open door policy, moderate escape. Even if things do change, you are welcome to stay. Anywhere from a week till your dying day.
And you see the hearts and the thumbs just flying up in the chat room right there. Worse Than Death, that's the Anti-Queens right here, Loud, Fast, Shitty, episode number 389. Got Valerie Knox here live via the whatever. E-Rock's here as well. And it's been fun hanging out with you guys, man. Wednesday night, what else better you have to do, Network?
Yeah, that's all right.
Yep.
This has been great. Thanks for having me.
Hey, another great video, Val. I'm looking forward to what you guys have, coming up in the future, whether it's videos, and I hope to see you come back here down into Florida sometime soon, so we can do some shows with you. Or Pigpen's doing some shows in July. Maybe if you're out and about, we sync up somewhere else in the country, And
yeah.
And we've been talking about it for years, but Rock, we need to go to Canada, dude.
Yeah, do it. We should get.
We talked about it, but
we've got a couple fun scenes that have been thriving before all this happened. So I've noticed that a lot of the scenes within the area are doing really well. So I hope this pandemic doesn't fucking kill it.
We'll get through it, man. We're all in this together, right?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, so hey, I'm going to wrap everything up. Is there anything that you guys want to pimp either of you before we split for the night?
Yeah. Check out the Anti-Queens. Check out Black Hat Attack. The Anti-Queens have been putting out regular content. We're trying to keep it fresh and entertaining as best we can. So, and I think we're doing a pretty good job. We're having a lot of fun with it. We're doing a lot of online live stuff and Q&As, and we're trying to come up with new ideas to stay entertaining for everybody. And then BCA, we're going to come up with something soon. We're just slow and steady wins the race,
Well, I'm super stoked to hear what you got coming from both camps. I'm a big fan either way. Definitely a friend, and I'm glad that you guys are still healthy and doing all this good fun stuff.
Yeah, likewise. I'm glad you guys are doing okay too, and I'm glad to see Loud, Fast, Shitty still kicking it.
Hey man, we're still kicking it. I was looking back at some of the old episodes, and this is 389, which is, most of them were like 2 hours long. This one's pushing over an hour, and that's just a lot of talking, a bunch of bullshit, but a lot of good music that we played and whatnot. But I want to say that it goes back to 2009 was episode 1. So that's like 11 years we've been doing this, talking shit on the internet.
Off and on.
Call us the original trolls.
Well, I'm very proud of you, Val, and always a Florida friend, and you guys are just kicking ass, and can't wait to catch you down here, and
or maybe up in Canada.
Yeah, or maybe catch up in Canada, but hopefully next year, if things don't pick up this one, next year, you get back out there, and I want to see you on them festivals and stuff, I want to see you doing good like that, so.
2021, this is going to be our year, y'all.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's see what that announcement in May is.
Keep us posted on the announcements, and keep us informed, and we'll be glad to share it and let the world know. So I can't wait to see your new video.
Awesome, thank you so much. Hopefully we'll get something out for you soon.
And I'm waiting with bated breath on this big announcement.
Yeah. I think you'll be happy. It'll be good. I'm not going to say anything more because I'll just give it away.
Yeah, don't get in trouble.
Hey, by the way, y'all, we got international listeners. We got a hello from France.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hello.
I wonder what time it is over there.
I think they're 4 hours ahead. 4 or 5.
4 sounds about right.
I know Germany is 5 hours ahead. That I know.
All right. Well, cheers to everybody. Loudfastshitty.com. Thanks everybody for listening, tuning in. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks so much, guys.
Be safe, Val.
Yeah, you too. Take care.
Peace.